The next book, or two books that I read, were The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I loved The Hunger Games. It was the first 5-star book of the year for me. The characters were well written, the plot was well thought out, the action was amazing. The whole concept of the book was so different and so incredibly effed up that it was incredibly intriguing. So I can't say enough good things about The Hunger Games. I have not read the third book yet, only because I'm scared, as I don't want the series to end. I keep putting it off and putting other books before it. So probably going to read it soon though. And Catching Fire was almost as good as The Hunger Games. It had some interesting plot twists. It was a very special, important Hunger Game year, and I don't want to say too much else because I don't want to give any spoilers. The next book that I read was Delirium by Lauren Oliver. It was a very, very, very good book. I didn't give it 5 stars. I gave it 4. I don't want to say exactly what it was that prevented me from giving it the 5 stars because it would be a spoiler. But there was something in the book that I didn't like that prevented me from giving it 5 stars. But judging by pure talent, Lauren Oliver, the first book I've ever read by her, is incredible. Her writing is so beautiful. It just tugs on you, and the book is about a future society where love has been classified as a disease, and people, when they turn 18, I think it's 18 if I remember correctly, they get a procedure done, it's like a vaccine, so that they cannot fall in love. And the main character is looking forward to her procedure until she meets a special boy. That's all I'm going to say. But very, very good dystopic book. Highly recommend. The next book that I read was also a dystopic type of book. It was Matched by Ali Condi. I gave it 4 stars. It was very interesting concept. The writing was pretty good. The characters were pretty good. I couldn't give it 5 stars because it had that feeling at the end, that series book feeling. Some of you might know what I mean. Where it almost felt like I read half of a book, because it just, the way it ends, it's like, urgh. I'm looking forward to reading the next one. I'm definitely going to. I would say check it out. But if you don't mind waiting for it, I'd say wait and see if you hear anything about the next book, because you might not want to have the wait in between like I'm gonna have. The next book that I read is Once Dead, Twice Shy by Kim Harrison. It is the first book in the Madison Avery series. I did not really love this book. It was very strange. The writing was weird. The main character, I I didn't really like her very much. I listened to this one on audio, but it's not the only book that I listened to in audio this year, so I don't think that's particularly why I didn't like it that much. I don't know if I'm going to continue this series. I might if I can get it from the library like I did with the first one. But didn't really care for it. It's about a girl who's a Grim Reaper. I guess is the best way to describe it. But I didn't love it. The next book that I read was Crank by Ellen Hopkins. I gave it 5 stars. It was OMG incredible. It made me smile, it made me laugh, even though it's mostly a very, very, very serious book. There were parts that made me laugh. It made me get angry, it made me cry. It had an incredible emotional response with me, and the writing was very good. It is the first book that I've read in verse. I listened to it in audio from the library, but I plan on getting all of the books in hardcover. There are 3, or a first book, a second book, and a companion, I guess you'd say. It's very, very, very good. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. It is about a teenage girl and her struggle with drugs. Incredible book, though.